Terry here again. This morning I'm thinking about the importance of teams. A group of people around you to support you, but also to work together and plan together. And during career time, teams were very important. You know, the last career position I had was at a mega church where I was responsible for, with my team, for a lot of the local congregational types of things. I was called the pastor of congregational life. And how important it was to have a really good team of passionate people, but our minds kind of going in the same direction and supplementing each other and each taking an area and so on. And then I retired, but I recognize how important it is to still have a very effective team around me. And now that I'm retired outside of the work career position, just this morning recognized that a few team members interacted with me, and like one is I just talked with our financial planner, Edward Jones representative, and he's paying attention to the financial side, our investments and how we work with things, and he had suggestions on moving some things around from an IRA to an IRA. I don't get it all, but he's been talking to our tax guy. So how do we handle the taxes and what do we do when with the market things, and a couple of team members that we trust, and they handle an area that Anita and I are not very aware of and don't feel like we need to be because we trust them. And then this morning early we met with our physical trainer. Because Anita and I don't have a history in athletics, or we didn't grow up intentionally taking care of our bodies and cardiovascular and strength training and all that kind of stuff is mostly foreign to us. And rather than trying to figure it all out ourselves, we have that person on our team. And then have a team member that, I've been a friend with someone for decades. And he and I meet once a week for early morning breakfast and just talk things through and kind of help each other with our perspective and our attitude and so on. And it occurred to me that over the years, decades, I've generally had also a spiritual advisor. Someone who I would talk with and intentionally address how am I doing with different disciplines, or how is my perspective changing, or sometimes having me keep track of dreams and write them down and kind of talk through those a little bit if there are some archetype things going on. And it occurred to me for the past years, I haven't had a spiritual guide. Someone who I would say is a few seasons or stages, or a couple of stages spiritually more developed than I am. Someone who could listen into my life and just provide some guidance. So I would say in my team right now, maybe that area is one where I could pay more attention. Not easy to find the fit for that, or someone who I really respect and trust, and someone who, as I said, is a stage or two or three further along in the spiritual journey than I am. And the person that I relied on for a number of years, even across some decades, is no longer available. So it's like, who do I find for that? So a team member there, that would be one I'd say that's important. Like the medical part, we're pretty well there, maybe make an adjustment or two there. Financial part is good. Physical part is fine and so on. And but that spiritual arena, that personal spiritual guide, that might be an area. But my experience is that if I know that's there, and kind of put it out to the universe or seek it and then pay attention, a person will show up. Someone will cross my path as long as I'm paying attention, and somehow it'll appear, that person will appear at the right time and the right person. So that's a team member that I am aware that would be good to add. So I wonder, in your life, maybe think about your team a little bit. Who are those people around you that you say, hey, that they make me more whole? And I know also that I am on other people's teams. Just a few people that I would say, oh, I'm part of their team to make sure that they are functioning more wholly and that kind of thing. So sometimes it's mutual, sometimes I'm on their team, more of a giving, like financial planner and tax guy and the physical trainer and the medical and so on. I know that they're serving me much more than I'm serving them. So I'm aware of that. But also, maybe whose team are you on? Who are your team members? Maybe who would be good to say, I could use a person in this area, and then pay attention. So today is thinking about teams. Being thankful, rejoicing, and celebrating those that are on my team, and noticing, I think there's an empty seat here. More than a position, it's more of a seat, someone relationally that spiritual guide. So maybe think about that a little bit, as am I. Talk to you the next time.